Hello aspirants, here I am Pallavi Rai. Today we will discuss about the Limitation Act 1963, and today we will discuss the preamble as well as part 1 of the Limitation Act, which deals with preliminary part, which deals with short title, extent and commencement, as well as definition, section 1 and section 2. So today let's discuss what the Preamble of Limitation Act says. The Preamble of the Limitation Act says an act to consolidate and amend the law for limitation of the suits and other proceeding means application as well as appeal, and the for purpose connected therewith. So the Preamble of Limitation Act means that what we have did, we have consolidated the existing law of limitation and amended according to its present situation. So the preamble is to consolidate and amend the law for limitation. Okay, now we will move on to the part 1 of Limitation Act, which deals with the preliminary part, which extend from section 1 to section 2. Section 1 deal with short title, extent and commencement, and section 2 deal with the definition of some specific word which are used under Limitation Act. So the section 1 deals with the title, extent and commencement. What the title is? The title of the Limitation Act is the Limitation Act 1963. So what the title of Limitation Act is? The Limitation Act 1963. We have seen that prior to this act, the limitation deals with 1908 Act, but now the act renamed the Limitation Act 1963. The extension of the Limitation Act, we will talk about the extension of Limitation Act. Extension of Limitation Act is whole of India. Prior to the amendment of Jammu Kashmir Reorganization Act 2090, it doesn't extend to state of Jammu and Kashmir. But after the amendment, after the introduction of Jammu and Kashmir Act in 2019, it extend to whole of India. Now the commencement of the Limitation Act. It came into existence. It is enacted in 1963, but it was brought into force on 1st January 1964, and this is the enforcement date. This is commencement date. So now we will move on to the section 2, which is definition clause, and today we will discuss about some important definition which is most probably asked in MPCJ. So the first definition is applicant. Applicant means a petitioner or any person from or through whom applicant derive the right to apply. And third is any person whose state is represented by as executor, administrator or representative. So the important definition of applicant is here. Second important definition is application. Application means and includes a petition. But in a case of Islamuddin versus Umesh Chandra Tiwari, Allahabad High Court had said that an application preferred by a person requesting the court to initiate contempt proceeding against someone who has violated deliberately court's order cannot be said to be an application referred to in section 3. Read with section 2B of Limitation Act. So the application includes a petition. Now next definition is defendant. Any person from or through whom a defendant derive his title to be sued, and any person whose state is represented by defendant as executor, administrator or other representative. So this defendant was the important definition for MPCJ. And next important definition is plaintiff. Plaintiff includes a person from or through whom a plaintiff derive his right to sue, and any person whose state is represented by the plaintiff as executor, administrator or other representative. Then plaintiff is called any person from or through whom a plaintiff derive his right to sue, and any person whose state is represented by the plaintiff as executor, administrator or other representative. Next important definition is period of limitation. What the period of limitation is? The period of limitation prescribed for any suit, appeal or application by the schedule which is annexed to the Limitation Act. And the prescribed period means the period of limitation computed in accordance with the provision of this act. The prescribed period means the period computed in accordance with the provision of this act. Next important definition is the suit. The suit is the important definition. It is asked many times in many examinations. So the suit is important. It doesn't include an appeal and application. Suit doesn't include an appeal and an application. Tort. Tort is defined in 2M. Tort means a civil wrong, but a wrong which is not a breach of contract and not a breach of trust. So these are the important definition we have discussed today. Now we will further discuss in the next video.